Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rogue Legacy. And when we last left off, who knows, it was a long time ago, and this game has pretty much become relegated to the times when I want to bring you news, and that is what I want to do. Now you may have noticed I've not been around for a while, not uploaded some videos in the last few days, and I've seen some messages from you asking whether I'm sick or not. And here's the thing, if I ever have the flu or anything like that, I'll work through it. I can still record and edit and stuff like that. But if it becomes something bad, like when I lost my voice, obviously I can't record with no voice. But any updates on my health and stuff, I'll post on Twitter. Now, there is a link to my Twitter in the description which you can click on, and you can follow me and all that nonsense. But if you don't have a Twitter account, don't think that rules it out. You can still click that link and it will show you my messages. So even if you're not following me, you're not with Twitter, just click that link and you'll see everything I have to say. Now, why haven't I been here? Well, interesting. It's similar to something that happened before, a few months ago. I had to take a break for a few days because my PC crapped out and died, and in this case it was the PSU once again. So that's the power supply unit, just flat out died and did not want to work, so I've had to replace that, which is an expense I wasn't looking forward to, but it is a pain because of everything that comes with it, and of course it had to be during the worst time for it to break, because generally I'm ahead on my videos, so I don't have to worry if I get ill or I take a break or anything. I'll have some in advance. Well, I decided to take a little bit of me time recently and do some personal stuff, and I figured I'm not going to fall behind, I just won't be ahead anymore, and that'll be fine because it won't affect my videos going up, and then I can just spend the next few days working really hard and get back in front. And it broke right at the point where I was about to get in front again, and basically I have one Terraria and Evil Within video recorded in advance, and that is it now. I haven't got no more. I need to start recording, and we'll get into that in a bit, but just to give you a quick breakdown of what it takes for these videos to get to you, so you know what I have to go through and what I need to do to get these uploaded. There are basically 4 stages to getting these videos to you. That's recording, editing, rendering and uploading. Now, recording is the most simple of things, at least it is now. If you go back to my old videos and compare me then to me now, you'll see there's quite a marked change in it, especially with my confidence and stuff, which is always good. Now, when it comes to recording, there is very little that will stop me. The main ones being, of course, PC dying, and technical issues are always a pain, but they're few and far between, so you don't really have to worry about those. Another issue, which is possibly the main issue, is outside interference, and that's things such as the sound of my neighbours building a shed, or the sound of my neighbours destroying the shed they just built, or the sound of my neighbours building another shed to replace the shed that they destroyed. Yes, that has happened. So outside noise is always a pain, and I have to work around that, which can mess with my schedule somewhat. But I'll tend to try to edit it out if it ever leaks into the recording. The only other real problem with recording is finding a game. Now, there have been times where I've spent a couple of hours recording a game, and after I'm done, it's like, well, I enjoyed that, but I don't think it's going to be fun to watch. It's not going to be fun for people to view it, so I don't bother uploading it. So it's always about finding the right games, ones that I think that I will enjoy and you will enjoy. There's no point recording a game that I don't enjoy, because that will come through and you'll see, well, he doesn't really enjoy this video, why are we even watching it? So I try to make sure we're both going to be enjoying it. There are games I would absolutely love to record, but I know it won't be fun to watch, and I know you guys won't like it, so I don't. So I always try to work it out a little bit better like that. Now, when it comes to editing, the second stage, this is one that absolutely takes the longest and is the most hard work. Now, in general, I can get away with some simple edits, but there are some really big ones in terms of the types of video I put out. So, for example, The Evil Within, that's generally quite easy to edit, but you do get times when if I get stuck in an area, or I repeatedly die in an area, I'll cut it down, trim it, cut bits out, maybe add in some fancy montages and stuff to make it funny, and that's not so bad. And then Terraria, of course, I always cut out things like when I'm going for my chests, because that's just boring when I'm putting stuff away. If I'm mining for 45 minutes, I know you won't want to see that, so I will put on some fast forward and edit some music in and stuff. And all this takes time. It's not a great deal, it just depends on the amount of editing that needs to be done. So for example, a Let's Build requires a crap ton of editing, seriously, like hours worth of editing. And I wouldn't say it's not fun, but it's a lot of work. And so you can kind of see where I'm coming from in terms of it's not as simple as recording it and then uploading it and it's done. Now the next step, stage 3, is rendering. Now this is the easiest step, but one that's quite time consuming. And basically once you've edited your video, you've got your music in, your special effects, everything that's done, you need to sort of compile it, I think or compress it is the best term, into one file, and that's called rendering. Now that is a process that takes a while, and while it's doing it, uses like 90% of my system's resources. So my PC becomes pretty much dead to me when it's rendering. So that means I can't just set something rendering and then record a video or edit a video or something, because my PC just won't be able to handle it. So once it's rendering, that's just doing what it is. And I think the time I have for rendering now is triple. Yeah, so a 10-minute video will take half an hour to render. 15-minute video will take 45 minutes to render. It's always 3 times, however, recording, unless I've done significant editing and significant adding of stuff in, and that just extends the amount of time that it's going to take to render. So Let's Builds, again, take a long time. And once that is done, we have, of course, uploading. And uploading is generally not bad for most people, but for me it's terrible. My download speed is pretty good. My upload speed is generally barely hits 1 megabit per second, which is absolutely terrible considering I'm on broadband, and that is the best package we can get in this place. 1 megabit upload speed is ridiculous, and because of that, it takes about 5 or 6 hours to upload one of my videos. So what I'll generally do, since I upload like 2 every day, is around midnight I'll set those uploading, and then around lunchtime the next day I can be ready to get those videos out to you guys, and that is how that works. Now once it's on YouTube, a little bit of fiddling, not too much. I just need to add the correct tags and description and title and create the thumbnails and stuff. Generally doesn't take me too long, but that's just more steps. So that's how that goes, and because you now know all of that is involved, I can now explain to you my plans for the future, the near future, and you'll see why it's going to take so long. So I have, as I've already mentioned, 1 Terraria video and 1 Evil Within already recorded. So tonight I'm going to spend my time editing it and getting it rendered and uploading it, and that should be available tomorrow. But then there's going to be a little gap because of the fact that I have nothing. So after I've finished editing and rendering and stuff today, I'm going to carry on with episode 249 of Terraria, which is a Let's Build. Now I'm roughly around halfway into it. I started recording this before the incident with my PC, and it's not the best looking build I've done, but it is by far the biggest, and the amount of times I've run out of materials is ridiculous. So this is taking me a lot longer than I expected, and I'll be working on it again later today, and then probably the next day, and maybe the next day too, because it's so big. And then that's just the recording. After that I have to get with the editing and rendering and uploading and all of that nonsense. That is going to take a while, and that's just for 1 episode. Then after that we have episode 250, which again is not going to be a regular episode because it's a celebratory episode. 250 episodes. I have plans. I've made you guys aware of what they are in previous videos, so I'm not going to go into it again. That might take a little bit of extra work. I've got everything in place, but it might not be enough, and we might need to do a few test runs. And again, that's going to require some fancy editing and whatnot. And then 251 onwards, we'll be back into the regular style of Let's Play. So you can see with the 4 stages how that's going to drag out. Now, The Evil Within is fairly easy to record, so I'm going to record a big old batch. I'm going to actually see if I can finish the game on Thursday, because I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end of the game now, and the last few chapters have been quite short, and with the way I'm tooled up, I reckon I can handle pretty much anything the game throws at me now. So I'm going to see if I can crank that out and finish off The Evil Within on Thursday, and that should give me, you know, a couple of weeks worth of episodes to get it on with editing and rendering and uploading and all that. So that, once all that is done, there's going to be a gap of a few days, I imagine, and then we'll be back on schedule. Everything will be okay, and I might think about making some kind of special video to make up for the whole nonsense, if I can think of something, of course. So to reiterate, there will be The Evil Within episode I forget and Terraria episode 248 going up tomorrow. Getting ready tonight, you'll be available tomorrow, then a few days of gap, and then everything should be back. So just to let you guys realise that. Another thing I want to mention is I'm nearly at 1,000 subs. That's really good. This year has really been my year. Since January, the amount of views and subscribers I've gotten has really rocketed up, and in the grand scheme of things, 1,000 subs is not a lot, but for me it is a real milestone and something I am genuinely proud of, and I'm happy that you guys have stuck with me and watched these videos and subscribed, and if you haven't, then do so. Please get me to 1,000, I would really appreciate that. And I guess the next big milestone of that is the 10k one, but yeah, that's a way away, but you never know, with the way we've been rocking and rolling recently, it might just be a matter of time. So, with all that said, I want you to enjoy the rest of this Rogue Legacy video, and I would like to thank you for your concern, thank you for your patience, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.